Have you ever stopped to think that perhaps, among the billions of souls on this planet, you didn't choose your cat, but he was the one who manifested you? What if I told you that that exchange of glances that seemed mere chance was actually a spiritual calling? Have you ever felt like your cat understands you in a way that no one else can? As if there were a secret agreement between their souls, sewn together long before this life began. Today, we will explore together a secret kept for millennia, hidden between the lines of human history and the mystery of the invisible realms. Get ready, because what are you going to discover will forever change the way you look at your feline companion. Since the dawn of human civilization, cats have not walked among us as simple animals. They have insinuated themselves into the gaps in history as enigmatic beings, bearers of secrets that not even time dared to erase. In the heart of ancient Egypt, where the sands cradled the dreams of the pharaohs, cats were revered as living manifestations of the divine. Bastet, the goddess of fertility and protection, was represented with a cat's head, a symbol of grace, mystery, and power. In Egyptian homes, cats were not just pampered, they were venerated. Touching a cat, welcoming it into the home, was considered a gesture of cosmic blessing. His presence was not seen as casual, but as a sign from the gods, an alignment between the worlds of the visible and the invisible. And when a cat died, the pain was not ignored. Grieving families shaved their eyebrows as a sign of mourning, paying homage to the one who, in his gentleness, had woven a sacred thread between the human and the divine. The very act of taking in a cat was seen as a spiritual connection sanctioned by the stars. Moving forward in time and across continents, we find cats echoing Norse mythology. Freya, goddess of love and war, did not ride horses or dragons, but a carriage pulled by two giant cats. These cats were no ordinary animals. They were magical creatures, expressions of the duality that ruled the cosmos, the tenderness of love and the fury of battle. Freya, as she crossed the heavens, was believed to bless homes with fertility and prosperity, and where a cat was seen, there was also her silent presence. In ancient Japan, we find the maneki neko, the famous cat with its paws raised, a symbol of good luck and protection. But what few know is that, in the deepest tradition, maneki neko is not just an invitation to material fortune. He is a spiritual guardian, beckoning from the threshold between the worlds, calling to those who are destined to find more than wealth, calling for the awakening of the soul. In Southeast Asian Buddhist temples, cats were kept as guardians, not only to protect sacred writings from rodents, but also for their sensitivity to the invisible. Monks believed that cats could see entities that escape the human eye, spirits, good and bad, and that their presence maintained the energetic balance of the place. The Celts also whispered about cats as sentinels from the other world, beings capable of guiding souls through the mists of the afterlife. In their legends, black cats were not bad luck, but companions of witches and druids, bearers of sacred messages from the gods of the forest and winds. Among the indigenous peoples of North America, wild cats, such as bobcats and cougars, were associated with deep intuition, mystery, and vision beyond the normal senses. The cat's energy was invoked by shamans to access parallel realities and seek wisdom for their tribe. These accounts, scattered like golden fragments across the tapestry of time, point to an undeniable fact. In every culture where the cat has appeared, it has never been just an animal. It was always something more: a bridge, a sign, an invitation. A presence that echoed an ancient message. You are not just living your story. You are intertwined in something much bigger. So from the golden glow of the Nile to the whispering woods of Scandinavia, from the silent temples of Japan to the ceremonial dances of the Americas, cats move like holy shadows, crossing civilizations, uniting eras and beliefs, not as passive observers, but as secret agents of spiritual destiny. And maybe, just maybe, your cat found you now, at this very moment in your life, because you knew that you needed to awaken to something bigger, something that pulses beyond logic, beyond the eyes, beyond the flesh. They have been with us from the beginning, And their journey, it was always much more than just walking alongside us. Have you ever stopped to think, what if you weren't the one who chose your cat? And if in fact it was he who you manifested? Perhaps at some point beyond linear time, on the threshold of invisible realities, a small feline soul, full of purpose and ancestral wisdom, has launched its call to the universe. Not just any calling, but a sacred invitation, a silent request. Find me the one who needs to awaken. And you, without even realizing it, responded. The cat manifestation theory suggests that we are not the ones who rescue cats. They are the ones who rescue us. That every purr, every deep and silent look, every touch of a paw in the middle of the night, it is part of a great energetic plan of healing and spiritual elevation. You see, the universe, in its infinite dance of creation and destruction, balances all things with mathematical perfection. And cats, those little entities with star eyes, are shipped as frequency aligners. They feel the cracks in our soul. They see the wounds we hide even from ourselves. They know, instinctively, deeply, where the pain we dare not name lies. And then, they appear in our lives, with a light jump, with a shy meow, with a look that seems to carry all the mysteries of the cosmos. Every encounter with a cat is a silent contract, signed not with words, but with energy. This theory is strengthened by lines of esoteric thought that span centuries. In alchemical tradition, cats are associated with monthly energy, not just the physical moon, but the archetype of the deep unconscious. They are, literally, inner awakening catalysts. In shamanism, it is believed that some animal spirits choose their charges to guide their spiritual journeys. And among these spirits, the cat is one of the most respected, because he does not guide through obedience or force. He guides through mystery, provocation, unexpected softness. Have you ever noticed how sometimes a cat seems to stare into space, like you're seeing something you can't see? Or how it rests in certain parts of the house, as if it were anchoring invisible energies, rebalancing forces you don't even suspect are at play. It's no coincidence. It's art. It is spiritual science in action. Ancient mystics believed that the cat's purr is a healing frequency. Modern studies even show that purring vibrations have a positive effect on cell regeneration, both in humans and felines. But what the measurements don't capture is what vibrates beyond the flesh. Purring is a cosmic mantra, a silent prayer that penetrates our sleeping soul, shaking off what needs to be remembered. In feline manifestation theory, cats don't just choose us, they shape us. They silently guide our steps away from rigidity and toward fluidity. They teach us to contemplate before acting, resting without guilt, to observe without judging. They remind us of something we had forgotten, that true wisdom doesn't scream, it whispers. Every scratch on the walls of the house, every toy left out of place, every look that seems like a mirror to our own restless soul, everything is part of a delicate spiritual choreography. And maybe that's why, after a while with a cat, we change, not only on the outside, but inside, where words don't reach. We begin to perceive the world more broadly. We feel the silences. We notice the cycles. We respect limits. We become less stone and more river. This theory invites us to a new perspective. Your cat is not just your couch companion or your mischief-making buddy. He is a silent teacher. One healer disguised as a prankster. One guardian of the threshold between what you are today and what you are destined to become. And if you let yourself be guided, if you hear the little whispers in the stillness of dawn, if you accept that there is more to the universe than meets the eye, then perhaps you will notice. True awakening does not begin with a bang. It starts with a meow, or with a simple touch of a paw on your hand. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself in an ancient forest, where every leaf carries the whisper of a forgotten secret. The wind passes through the trees like an ancient song, and there, in the center of a clearing, bathed in the silver light of the moon, a small feline watches him. His eyes, two night suns, don't just look, they cross. They invade the walls that you have built around yourself and touch that untouched part that still remembers what it is to be free. The cat doesn't meow. Don't call. Just wait. As someone who knows that time, for the deepest truths, it's not a rush, but a slow landing. You feel your bare feet on the cold earth, the pulse of the world beneath your soles, the heart of the forest beating in sync with yours. And then the cat walks up to you, silent as a forgotten thought. With each step, the leaves do not shake. They bow. The air changes, becoming denser, more charged with something you can't name, but recognize. As he approaches, you notice. It's not just an animal. It's a live question. It is a mirror of what you could be if you left behind everything that weighs you down for no reason. The touch of his paw on your ankle is almost imperceptible, but inside you, something resonates like restrained thunder. It is the call to return to what has been forgotten, to that silent knowledge that existed before words, before the invisible chains of routine, haste, fear. The cat turns around and starts walking. Don't look back. It doesn't require it. Don't beg. He just goes. And in the depths of your soul, you know, if you want to find yourself again, you must follow him. In our physical world, this silent ritual manifests itself in more discreet ways. In a touch of a cold nose in your hand, in a brush of the body when you least expect it, in a mysterious meow in the middle of the night. But the essence is the same. The invitation is always present. Just listen. Just feel. Just remember that sometimes the most powerful spiritual masters come to us not on golden thrones or sacred robes, but with soft fur, bright eyes, and steps so light that they almost seem like dreams. And maybe, just maybe, it's in this waking dream that you finally find who you always were. A living spark of something vast, eternal, and wonderfully inexplicable. What if, in the silence between two heartbeats, your cat was telling you a secret? What if every lingering look, every soft purr, every constant presence was a called subtle, a silent symphony that echoes beyond the veils of human understanding? Maybe, by choosing you, your cat didn't just fill your loving home, but have led you back to your own lost essence. As if, before there were names, commitments, weights, and races against time, you two had already recognized each other. Two souls who, in some forgotten plane of the cosmos, agreed to meet again. The purring you hear, sometimes without even realizing it, can be more than a sound of contentment. It could be an old code, a vibration that whispers to the cells of your body, wake up, remember, you are more than you believe you are. But here, dear seeker, is where the trail forks. Do you hear? Do you feel? Or have the noisy pressures of the world already drowned out the call? Spiritual awakening is not an illuminated, marked, and safe road. It's a dense forest, where the only map is instinct, where the only guide is trust. And maybe, just maybe, that little being with bright eyes who shares the sofa with you, be the lighthouse that still guides you through this invisible forest. As you pet your cat tonight, ask yourself, who found who? And let this question echo in the back of your mind. Let it grow, blossom, take unexpected shapes. Because, in the end, perhaps the answer is not in words. Maybe it's just feeling, in the silent pulse between two hearts that already knew, long before you remembered, who were destined to meet again.